Today, my friends, we have transfers, but first, the group stage draw. I may be wearing a different shirt when we do the transfer window because we got a ways to go. So just kind of bear with me. All right, my friends. And what I meant by a different shirt is like it might take me enough time that it's another day that I'm recording. If I wasn't sure if that came through in the intro. Anyway, we've been seeded third for the draw. Let's see what happens here, my friends. Sometimes when my cursor goes off the screen this way, it snags one of these things here, and then it shows up as a black box, and it's annoying. Are they doing the fourth seeds first? Is that how it goes? I have not sat and watched a UEFA World Cup draw, group stage draw, to be fair. That's surely what it is, because I'm guessing Gibraltar and Liechtenstein and Andorra are not your one seeds. It's a little, that's throwing me off there a little bit. And it's interesting that they did it. What's with the groups? Why are the other groups having one team and these groups have three? Okay, I'm just going to expect that someone is going to leave me a comment explaining this. Because that... Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4... That... Okay, we're with Georgia, Kazakhstan, and Malta. I think that's a fair draw thus far. Can we avoid a big team as our first seed? Is that fair that Georgia, I think Kazakhstan, and Malta is a good draw? Czech Republic that we have experience against and you know, kind of split the results there. But I think that's doable, my friends. I mean, let's look at the other draws here. And I'm sure you're going to pause and leave me comments. Sweden, Scotland, Armenia, Latvia, Gibraltar. You probably favor Sweden there. Oh, there's another. Oh, I thought it was 5 slots. It's 6. Oh, man. All the joy has left my soul. We've got to get past Germany and the Czech Republic. If I think it's doable to get to that second place, like the best second place team. Okay, that might change things here a little bit, my friend. So, okay, now you would expect Croatia to win that group, right? And maybe Sweden putting in a good shift. So, probably no love for Scotland there. Czech Republic and Germany probably favored for the top 2. If we can nick a result against them and dominate everybody else, I say we have a chance. How good is Germany these days? Okay. Well, they've apparently fixed their issues. Right, lads. So... right. Czech Republic as noted. Oh, they're at 36 now. So I'm telling you, I think there's a chance if we could dominate Georgia, Kazakhstan, and Malta, get 1 point against Germany in 2 games, and probably 4 points against the Czech Republic. Do you think that gives us a shot? We essentially need Czech Republic to beat Germany, and then us, I guess, to maybe beat the Czech Republic twice. Belgium, Estonia, Finland, Greece, Liechtenstein, Romania. So you'd imagine Belgium runs away with that one. Andorra, Bulgaria, Holland, Lithuania, Serbia, Slovenia. That's interesting. I'm not sure. It would depend if, okay, how is the Netherlands done? They're at 10th. So have they bounced back from their issues from not qualifying for the 2018? I mean, it's right, 2024. So have they bounced back? I've lost my spot. But obviously Serbia, pretty good team. Belarus, Bosnia and Herzegovina, England, Moldova, San Marino, Turkey. Congratulations, England. Austria, Azerbaijan, Italy, Northern Ireland, Slovakia. How's Italy done? Okay, they bounced back to 8th. Okay, interesting. And then Austria is currently 34th. I guess I thought they were higher. And then Northern Ireland, because they'd somehow found their way to League B, and now they're getting relegated. So I just thought that was impressive that they were in League B. So that's where we're going to be coming up next. Iceland, Israel, Luxembourg, Spain, Switzerland. That's a tough... I don't think Iceland gets out of that. I think it's Spain and Switzerland. Faroe Islands, Montenegro, Poland, Portugal, Russia. Why do they only have 5 teams? It was 5 teams at the bottom. Now I'm just confused. Now I'm just confused. So in these groups, do you have to win it? Like you don't get a chance at the best placed second team? How does that work? Wouldn't the points be different than the teams? Wouldn't you play fewer games? Oh, I'm really confused. Someone explain this in the comments. Faroe Islands, Montenegro, Poland, Portugal, Russia, probably Portugal there. Poland obviously has a shout. Albania, Hungary, Kosovo, Ukraine, and Wales. That's... I don't know who wins that one. Cyprus, Denmark, France, Macedonia, and Norway. Now, Norway's been good, right? They're in 27th. Denmark is in 44th. That's a bit of a drop, despite the fact that they beat us. And then, obviously, you'd expect France in second to run away with that group. So that's what's going on there, my friends. I'm going to hop forward and keep doing the transfers, and then we'll bring you back. I did change because this appeared. And so I dropped the Scotland friendly. I'm going to leave the Greece one, right? 46th. Because there's a 6-day gap and then 3. So I think that's worthwhile to kind of get another game in with the boys in green. And then down here, I added Honduras in 70th. And again, that's 8 days after this game. So I feel like that's enough time for them to be rested. That's more time, you know, if we're going with the narrative, right? That in training with the lads and all that kind of stuff. But we'll have to see, you know, are we going to be flying around the world and all that kind of stuff. So let me actually hop us forward today and see if it fills in the schedule. Right. So 52nd, we've done all right against the Czech Republic. So 36th, Georgia 87th, Germany first, Kazakhstan 104th, 100th. So again, I think it comes down to really, I should not be hoping that Czech Republic beats Germany. We should try and maybe nick some draws against Germany and beat everybody else. Right? I don't know the math behind, like, if we were able to get 2 draws with Germany and 4 points against the Czech Republic and win the other games, would that get us through? Now, again, that's, you know, maybe that's ambitious. Maybe Georgia nicks a point off of us or something like that. And we start off. Okay, at home. Oh, it's the second game, too. So we play Malta. So that's going to be more of the rotational players, probably. Or I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet. So let's go. Sorry, I'm bouncing all over. Malta, Germany, Czech Republic, Kazakhstan to lead us off here. And then Georgia, Malta, Germany, Czech Republic. That's a tough window right there, my friends. That's like the determined your World Cup fate window, potentially. Obviously, depending on what happens here, but right. Yeah. Ireland will wake up today knowing they have to get a result against either Germany or the Czech Republic if they stand a chance of getting past the World Cup qualifiers group stages. Blah, blah, blah. I want to see, because I don't know the rules perfectly. Second place teams table. Results between teams in the top 5 positions are used to sort teams in the second place teams table. Garage Door Club. Enjoy that, my friends. So, can I see the second place teams table? Top 6 qualify for the World Cup. So, essentially, how many groups are there? A bunch? 10? If we have 4 teams in second place with worse records than us, and we somehow end in second, we could make the World Cup. I don't know if that's doable, right? Like, let me know. You can sit here and pause and analyze who you think would be in second in all these groups and how many points they might have. Maybe hop in the Discord. Let me know what you think. Now I'm going to hop forward and keep doing transfers. My friends, we have got so much to catch up on. This is going to be a lot of me talking. Hopefully, you can keep up. As you can see up there, March 18th. So I've gone ahead and played through. I wanted to get all the way through the transfer window. There's like the domestic transfer window. There's the foreign transfer window. And I got us all the way up to where, because I was having fun playing the game. Going to be honest with you. Sorry, not sorry. To where we have the Greece friendly on the 18th before our UEFA World Cup qualification games. All in the same window. So, my friends, let me kind of catch you up. First off, I did get the comments, and I've tried to go back because I'm recording this before these other episodes have come out. I'm going to be inserting a thing. I think the game could do a lot better in terms of making it clear when a cap actually counts. Okay? So what do I mean by that? So take Kelleher here. He's got 2 caps, right? He's capped. Woo. He's got 2 caps. But he's again, it's not that he's eligible for another nation right now, but it doesn't say declared. So some of the players that we called in, so let's take hello, caps lock, Michael Obafemi, whose name I probably butchered, says he has a cap. He's eligible for us and Nigeria. He's not cap tied to us because we played him in a friendly. So like instinctively, I knew that. Did I forget it in the moment? Yes. Would you think that if you got your first ever international start at 24 with Ireland and that you had 21 under 21 caps, that you might have an affinity for it? Yes, but you are technically not cap tied. I don't think it should show a cap here. I think it should show like something, there should be some other indicator as to being cap tied versus like, it could be just say like 1 international appearance, right? Because he has appeared for us. He's not cap tied to us. So I think personally, I think that could do a bit better. So that having been said, I recognize that too late to change who we've called up for this set, this window. But that leaves us Eric Bruhl, the goalkeeper, Ali Georgi, who has 1,200 days to get American nationality. Jimmy McGrath, who has 1,406 days to get English nationality. Kelleher, who we just noticed, has English nationality. Daniel Thompson, he's playing for us at Cabinteely. He's 19. I don't think we have to worry. He's low risk on my list of people. Marcus McGuane, that we called it, has English and Ghanaian nationality, and he's working on French nationality. So we do need to get him back into one of these windows. Obafemi, I just showed you. Jack Byrne has Canadian eligibility. Derek Connolly, who we've called in. I've called in Derek Connolly and Neil O'Donovan. I'm just going to show these to you because it was in the papes that they were considering switching to England. So as soon as it said that, I just went national team, add to Ireland squad. Boop! Pull them right in. And it's good because we do have like games that will cap tie them to us here. We have a bunch of strikers, a whole boatload of strikers. We are going to have to just make people work into attacking midfield roles of like inside forwards just to get them cap tied. And then like Derek, is Derek going to be amazing? He's worth 55 grand. Probably not. But he's with Brighton. He's a youngster. He's capped at the under 19 level. Can we get him? It's the concentration, I think, that's holding him back, to be honest with you. Some of the technicals not great. But I don't, like, I'm in the phase. This is when we first started doing international management. I can't remember who it was. I apologize. Left a really good comment about, are you going to do what they did in the 90s and just, if they've got an Irish grandmother, try and get them in? And that's what I'm trying to do. If they've got eligibility, we're going to try and get them cap tied to us so that in 8 years, when this guy's 27 and suddenly a Premier League talent rather than just a youngster at Brighton, that he's tied to us. So that's what we're going to try and do. Now, will the series go on that long? Not sure, but I'm going to do as if I were in this job long term. If I was going to be the next Martin O'Neill, right? Not Michael. It gets confusing with the O'Neills. So that's why these two guys are called in. Paddy Woods, sadly, is our third best fullback under the age of 30. So we're going to try and get him cap tied to us, despite the fact that this is not really all that inspiring. But like literally Will Shaw at 20 is our best under 30 player. The rest are like 32, 33 and are falling apart. They're not going to be around, you know, they're just not going to be around. I've looked at him. Matt Doherty's 33. He's slow. He's 1.5 to 2 stars. I'm sorry. It's been a good run, mate. You've got the mentals. I'd love to bring you in, but we're building for the future. Cyrus Christie just turned last September 32. He's okay, but he's 2-star. Like literally, it shows Will Shaw, our national team scouts. Not for Cabinteely. Have him. Am I right here? Yes, have him better than Paddy Woods, 3-star. Charles Ademo, again, maybe that's our current squad, but like 3 stars. That is our national team capabilities. So we're gonna roll with him. Like he's gonna be the next Seamus Coleman. is kind of how it's going to work out. Sorry, my phone is blowing up here. And then Daniel Ginadu, I'm confused about because he has English and Nigerian nationalities, but he's declared for us, but he's not cap tied to us. So I brought him in just to make sure if we can get him in the last minute of one of the two games, we're going to do that. We're trying to cap tie as many human beings as possible to Ireland. And I think that's smart. It's a long-term strategy, but I think it's smart. So with the schedule, now moving forward, I'm torn because I like the idea of getting these guys in and getting them another game that doesn't matter, to where they are working on, say, a system together and everybody kind of learning each other. I think it's like you're building that camaraderie. I feel like I've kind of cheated the system because I went ahead and looked to, like, when we were in last year, 2024, I booked these friendlies because there were 3 spots open on the windows, and then the other 2 spots have been filled in by World Cup qualification. So it's like, am I cheating in FM? Like, you wouldn't have 3 games in a window, but we will. And I feel like with a 6-day break here, if we play our starters against Greece, welcome back to camp, not going the full 90, maybe they go 65 minutes, right? Okay, get them used to each other again, welcome back in, get some training sessions in, as you will, and then we bring in some of these backup rotational need to be cap tied players against Malta. Again, not to throw it, but they're 172nd. Like, we should be able to get a victory even with the backup keeper that we need to cap, right? And then that allows us to rest a bunch of our starters to play Germany because, well, that's not going to go well. Same thing here. Play our starters against the Czech Republic. Again, Kazakhstan is 104th, so rotate in some players here, like the ones I just mentioned that we need to recap, essentially. And then having another game together as a team 8 days later, I think they would be back to fitness. So keeping them in camp doesn't really hurt. I think that's only going to have positives. That's just my take on it. Maybe that's not yours. It's my take. Right. Lots to catch up on. Let me show you, switching trains here. We are going to go through the transfers, I promise, and then I'll take you all the way back to show you the player of the season and all that kind of stuff. We've played 8 games. We are currently clear by at least a point, if not more, because of Shamrock Rovers having the game in hand. It's not been as dominant, which is a little concerning, to be completely honest with you. My phone is going crazy. Let me show you. We've had quite the busy transfers. We've loaned a bunch of players out. Okay, so let me walk you through that. Maybe this makes sense. Let's go with the outs, because there might be a surprise or two in here for you. So Scott Kelly, we've loaned out to Wexford. They're paying like 170 of his 250 wages. Great. We've loaned out Jim Fox, and I'm nervous about this. But when you look at the you can't see the report. When you looked at the report, he was like 4th or 5th on our midfield report in terms of stack ranking our midfielders. That'll make sense once I show you our transfers. And he's 22. He's still young to where I thought, okay, can we loan him out somewhere? This is like sacrilege. We've loaned him to UCD, but they've got good training facilities, something we do not have. And so I said, okay, can we loan him out? He's on a first-team contract, so they are obligated to play him, or we can yank him. I mean, we can yank him back right back anyway, but he's already played in 7 or 8 games. I can't remember if they've got a game in hand or not. He's played in 7 with 2 substitute appearances. On a 6'3", not amazing, but I'm trying to get him to a spot to where he is with training facilities that can train him. He's 22. I think this could be a good move in the long run in terms of building up the club. And he's there all season. Could we pull him back during the Champions League? Yes, we could. But in the meantime, we have them paying us $4,000 a month, right? It is until, when is he? Hold on. No, he's good until June. So never mind. But that's why I did that. We can always extend. If our current midfield works out and we aren't dying, we could extend and not have to recall, right? And if he's really critical part of the team, maybe they pay him a little bit more. But in the meantime, in 6 months, they're going to give us $24,000 for the use of our player, and he's going to get more first team appearances, and he's going to get training. I think that is like the trifecta, right? I think it's the trifecta. And I was going to use his loan fee to pay for, we'll go ahead and show you this, Paul Russell, whose determination has kind of fallen off a bit. This is kind of concerning, to be honest with you. We're paying him $2,000 a week on a key player contract. We picked him up from Glentoran. Glen, I'm sure it's something else. And the Dungannon Swifts. Where last season he made 24 starts on a 7-2-3. Maybe a slightly different level, but he was at least performing, right? Like, that's all we can ask him to do. We paid $28,000 for him. He's worth 110, so I think that's all right. We are paying through the nose for him, but I thought as another roaming playmaker, maybe even, we can use him in the box-to-box midfield role. He's right-footed only, so he's a different side from Jim Fox, but I thought he's a pretty good player. And we're trying to bolster our midfield. If you look here, he's the third best one. So Fox was either in fourth or in fifth. I can't remember if he'd pushed Marsh down or not. And I'm trying to bolster, right? We got Champions League. Let's bring in the best players we can. And essentially, aside from the wage cost, which we've got wage budget, let's go spend it. He's paid for by the loan fee of the guy we already own. And I think that's just great. The other thing with Jim Fox coming back is Harry White, who we're loaning from Norwich. His loan ends in June as well. And so if we can't extend that, he comes back in. Bada bing, bada boom, we're taken care of. Not a big deal. Okay, we also loaned out Declan Cronin. Some of these, I can't remember if they're paying the wages or not. No, they're not paying anything. I'm just trying to... It's kind of a contract year for him. Can he perform? He's on a 6.88 with 5 starts, a goal and assist for Athlone Town, who, to be fair, are improving. They have been bottom of the first division, and last season they finished 7th. They're currently 6th. So I thought, okay, they're on the up and up. Some of these, they don't have great facilities, but whatever. It's about getting these players first team appearances when we can. Ben Colley is a youngster of ours, who again is on contract until 2025. So we'll have to watch this. He's got really good potential, and we just weren't going to use him as a right winger. And I said, okay, can we loan him out? So he's on a 6.68 with 5 starts and a goal. Again, we're just looking for improvement. He's playing for Longford Town, who are currently 10th. Not exactly the best. Brandon, somebody told me how to say his name. I'm going to call him Meal. Left of his own accord. He actually scored against us with Watford. Congrats, mate. Marco Nag, we have reloaned. Just from could you improve a little bit? We signed him to a 1-year deal and then immediately loaned him back out to Shelburne. Now, Shelburne is in 3rd. Last season, they were bottom of the table and getting absolutely wrecked in our division. So maybe this is more his level and he can improve a little bit. He had some improvement, but you're not seeing the green arrows. So he's got 4 starts and 2 assists. He's okay. I'm just trying to, can we boost his value a little bit to either sell him or he turn into something? Tony Byrne is one of our young center backs. We signed him to a 2-year deal and then loaned him out. They're paying his 180 of his wages. First team contract, again, going to Wexford, who are currently 4th in the first division. Just trying to get him playing time. And he's doing well. A 7.18 with 5 starts and a goal. Again, can we boost that value up and sell him, keep him, turn him into something? We need game time. I have loaned out Kelvin Bello because I wanted to get him playing time. We don't have training facilities. He was improving. I'd rather he play at the Premier League level with Limerick, who, I'm sorry, there's been so many comments that have been great. I know we have somebody who watches the channel who's a Limerick fan, so congrats. They're back in the Premier Division. And he is on, my friends, a first team contract. They're paying $35 a week. They're paying his wages. They didn't want to pay any of his, any monthly fee or anything like that. And I was like, you know what? That's fine. He's got 4 concentration. Can we get that up? But as you could tell, 5 starts with a goal and a 6.92, not bad for a 17-year-old. So we've essentially guaranteed him. Is it for the whole season? It's until June. We've guaranteed him a good start. And then I wanted the option to bring him back if we got into Champions League and needed rotation options. So I'm hoping he can get, 13 games, 15 games, something like that to start the season, improve his attributes, and then come back. Because he is one of our, we'll have to take a look. 4th best striker. And we've loaned out Charlie Rowan. I was a little gutted by this, but we signed Paddy O'Connor. He wasn't going to start. He didn't start as much last season either. He had 15 total appearances, 9 starts, 6 subs on a 6.85. He just wasn't playing as much, and we've loaned him for a fee, my friends. Same thing, good till June. That's as long as they wanted to do it. It's the end of their season. Could we extend? They're paying his full wages. They're giving us an extra $4,000 a month. That helps chip into, again, that chips into our other transfer that I'll show you here in a second. He's okay. Physical's not as good. Again, just not up to par with our other starters. I like him because he's, we could use him primarily in the DM or the central defender role. So that's kind of my thinking there. He's on a 6.77 with 7 starts. So he's getting starts. I just want to see if we could improve him at 27. If not, could we potentially work out a deal where we sell him because we boosted his value? Something like that. So this is if you go back and look at our history, right? Like, of course, this is by far the most loan deals we've done. And I'm wondering if people are now interested. 1, because I've actually loaned players out. And 2, because of our level, it's like it makes sense. Like, it makes sense to me to have Scott Kelly, who's not going to see many appearances and as an advanced playmaker, attacking midfielder in a 4-2-3-1, because we're not playing that. Loan him out to Wexford, see if we can boost his value. Jim Fox, get him some playing time if he's the 4th or 5th best midfielder. I know I've rambled on a bit, but I just want to show this to you. Let me also show you this. Thorgeir Eriksson, because he's Icelandic. When we picked him up, he was 18. He turned 19. I think he's got potential. Right? Like, if you look at it this way, okay, Bello was better than him. But he's first division level. I did try and loan him. It was essentially a loan here, Bello, and no one wanted to loan him. And so we're paying him $350 a week. He is loan listed. Rotation contract. He's not done great in the 1 start he had. He had a 6.3. Not great. But overall, I think he's a decent player. He's got really good finishing. I mean, if we put him just in a poacher role, like keep it super simple, maybe that's better. Can't pass as well, but good decision. Like, passing is his major, and work rate are his major flaws here. His decision making, though, pace, all the other stuff kind of works in our advanced forward role. He's right-footed. He 6.4 in the Ulster Senior Cup, a 6.4 in the President of Ireland's Cup. Not doing very well from that standpoint, but he's settling in, is how I look at it. And he's fluent in English. He's a youngster. We've got Malo Elaine. We've got 3 strikers, so he's more like emergency in case of emergency break glass before we call back Bello. And Paul Russell could play a pressing forward if we had to have him do that. Did I overpay? Yeah, but again, I was thinking, hey, like, we're going to get 20 grand, 24 grand out of this deal. I think it said 20 grand on the page. So 20 grand, that pays for 40% of his transfer. And I think he's worth the risk. And if it doesn't work out, he's worth 95 grand. That one's probably the stretch of the bunch. That's just what I was thinking. And now for our best 11, my friends. As you can see, Frank Edich has earned his way into our overall best 11. Danny Lloyd on the right wing of 4-4-2. We didn't really play 4-4-2, but sure, makes sense. Hopefully you've already got your votes in terms of player of the season, young player of the season, signing of the season, so on and so forth. Here they come. Harry White with 42%. That doesn't really surprise me. Gary Hayes Ward surprised me a little bit. Josh Collins, team of the season does not include Gavin Wilkinson. Curious. Josh Collins also surprises me. Okay. Sure. He's worth 180 grand. Welcome, sir. Signing of the season, Gary Martin, which again is a bit curious for me. I mean, he started out strong, then got injured, and oh my gosh, look at the red arrows. And then the young player of the season, technically 24, still qualifies, is Harry White. Where are they now? Blah, blah. We're not going to take a look at that. Although we look at David McGuinness. I think this is going to be the sad part of the episode. We don't like Shane. Connor Keeley. Kevin Knight. Oh, did we just kill all their careers? Okay, Connor Keeley went to Bray for 6 appearances. Right, good. Kevin Knight. Yep, Keith Dalton. Yep. Jack Watson. Yep. What does the Fox say? Version 1. Marty Waters is now, okay, he would like to be a coach or a scout. I mean, he's not actually half bad, to be honest with you. We might sign him. Lucas Klukas, sad days. Cody Mulhall, sad days. Chris Turner was, yeah, okay. I went to Wexford and then Sporting Legia Swifts. Joe Doyle, Dean Casey. Okay, Dean went to Finn Harps and then their USL side. Eves Palm. Oh, I'm surprised by that. I thought he had a chance, but nope. Kieran Butler. Hi, Kieran. That's probably not how you say it. And Gary O'Neill. Oh, that's not very good, friends. Let me show you the recent results and then what's coming up in next episode. All right, so again, we're currently top of the table. First with 18 goals scored, first with goals conceded. It did get a little nervy there. It did. Right about here, it was getting pretty nervy, especially after we drew against Waterford, and then I was like, whatever. We won an extra time against the Shamrock Rovers in the President's Cup, which I think is like the Super Cup. Going back in the most recent results, Gavin Wilkinson, I was super worried about. He just wasn't performing well. Okay, let's start up here, right? He starts off with a goal. Okay, 8.3. This was all kind of rotation. I didn't want to, I mean, we had some starters in here. Didn't want to completely throw it, but it wasn't really focus because, like, look at this, right? Munster Senior Cup. Oh, right. This is the one we had Wiltshire and Docherty sent off for a red. And both of those we appealed. And it actually said something like, Grey Hair Gaming has been consistent in his, displeasure of the officiating level of the FA or something like that. And they actually rescinded both of them. Of course, it didn't help us because it cost us the game. Because sending off, go down to 10, they score, and then we're pushing. And then this is like it was a foul in the box, and so they gave him a penalty. So it definitely cost us the game. Like, can we have that game back, please? Not that the Leinster Senior Cup is a high priority, but it was annoying. So Gavin with an 8.3, doesn't play here at Waterford. He has an 8.8 with a brace, but like preseason, I guess, is where I was most concerned. Like, his rating was fluctuating between like a 3 and a 3.5 star. I was like, oh no, have we replaced him unintentionally? A 6.5 against Derry City. A 6.5 and a substitute against Limerick. A 6.6 against Cork City was kind of like, ooh. Now, this is a professional foul, so that one was okay in terms of being a valid red. Hayes Ward with a 7.1, doing well. And then Kevin Wilkinson woke up. And he had a quad, including a penalty. But he had 3 goals from play. I don't care the last one at the 90th minute. I don't care. He's on an 8.4 with Gary Hayes Ward because he was assisting him. And a 9.8 against St. Pat's. Against Shamrock at 8.7 with a brace. So we've kind of come back into it. I'm feeling a little bit better. We've got the international break. I don't have any games scheduled. I'm trying not to burn through our squad because it is much smaller now. Like, it doesn't look smaller, but Madden is essentially a coach. Bernard is emergency backup. Wiltshire is a backup. Gilmore, I was hoping we could loan out. No one. So I took a gamble on because his potential was a little bit higher, but it's kind of fallen off here a little bit. And right. I was honestly like, can we loan him and just get rid? Hasn't happened. Zach O'Neill we've signed, and I tried to loan him, and then nobody wanted him, and I'm worried about Zach's future. His concentration is killing us. He may play when we get to Europa League, Champions League stage in terms of rotating into some games. Adeyinka, I tried to loan. Nobody wanted him. Which just makes he could be. I mean, again, technicals up here not good, but as a pure central defender, maybe just no nonsense. I think he could do a job for somebody. I'm shocked nobody wants him. Darren Walsh is definitely rotating in. I'm a little worried about his determination dropping. A bit nervy. 6.7 and a start and 3 subs. So he's a rotation option, but I like Darren. I want to keep him around. I loan listed everybody. Can we get rid and then bring you back if we need you? Johnny Docherty, same thing. I was hoping we could get him some game time somewhere else. And then Tom Caffrey had improved and then has now taken a bit of a dive. Played in the Leinster Senior Cup and subbed in one game. So I'm trying to, he's 17. It's not like he has to play. We have him, part of the, I had him. He was injured as part of the under 19 squad because he can definitely perform there. But just having another option in midfield. As you see, Gavin he's come out strong, swinging. He's got a nine goals, pretty good. He's not happy about something. I can't remember what the chat was about. Gary Hayes Ward has been exceptional as well. I mean, 7-8-9 is kind of hard to beat, but as a goal with 4 assists. We had 3 goals from Elaine. We had two goals and assists from Daniel Thompson, playing in a 4-1-3 with a wide midfielder against some of the weaker opposition, trying to rotate in and keep him happy because he is quite good. So we want him to want to sign a new contract. We might offer him one just to go ahead and lock him in. But a 7.58 in 7 total appearances, pretty good. So I've tried to mix it up a little bit. We got Harry White here still. As you can see, definitely more of a defensive midfielder in that I've been playing him a deep line playmaker and a DM rather than a halfback. He's not really halfback for me, but I like him as a deep line playmaker, so rotating in. We'd love to sign him if we could, or extend the loan. That's kind of what the squads look like. I'm going to go play the Greek game, or the Greece game, I should say. Greece, whatever. And then you will see us against Malta and Germany. That'll be the next episode, my friends. So if you've enjoyed this, make sure you hit that like button. I know it was long. There's a lot to cover. I went ahead and played 8 games. We're doing crazy stuff here. We'll see you next time. Let me know what you think.